Well, Senator Creighton, thank you so much for your incredible leadership in this process. It's been a long journey, and we're all very grateful for where we are tonight. I just had a couple of questions to go through and just kind of reaffirm a couple of things. First and foremost, if you look over the course of the decade, so here we are in 2025, you go back a decade, we have increased public school funding $52 billion in the decade. I want to just confirm that number with you as our chair of education here in the Senate. About roughly $52 billion in the decade.
That's correct, Senator Parker. You know, our members get feedback often from certain stakeholders in the media around the state that we're underfunding public schools. Many of those state rankings don't account for the fact, state by state by state, that we have half the share as a local property tax and half of the funding from the state.
That's
so
right.
When you see that there is a state by state by state ranking on how state funds compare per pupil, it's not the whole story, as you and I both know. So that $50+ billion that we have dedicated in addition over 10 years to our public schools, from $44 billion to nearly $100 billion total, 96, 98, wherever we are now. That difference in just 10 short years represents only an additional barely over 100,000 new students out of 5.4 million. It's incredible as a lift.
Oh, it really is. And then if you look at the numbers, the total package here, this is an $8.5 billion new money package for public schools. Is that right? $8.5 billion is the new number. I know we were closer to $8 billion a couple days ago. Now it's about $8.5 billion. Is that right, Senator?
That's correct. We had a historic bill, House Bill 3 in 2019, but that bill had some hold harmlesses in it. That bill also had, nearly, I believe, $8 billion celebrated as well. But the difference in this bill is it's not an $8.5 billion bill. We're putting $4.2 billion into teacher pay raises that are permanent. When you feed the basic allotment and the schools create a pay raise, that's not permanent. They just hold at that level. But this bill codifies a cup to be filled statutorily with a dedicated amount from here forward. So 10 budgets from now, there's another $45 billion associated with this legislation. It is absolutely unrivaled and historic on behalf of our teachers.
I think that's such a key point, and I think the teachers are going to feel it, Senator Creighton. They're going to feel it in their paycheck, their ability to take care of their families. We've already addressed tonight making certain that they have more control and feel safer in the classroom, but now they're going to have the ability to have the respect that they deserve, to have the income that they deserve, to be able to enjoy their life and take care of their family when they're first and foremost taking care of so many precious kids every day. Is that not right?
That's absolutely correct. We want to stand for our teachers. We've been listening to what they've been telling us on safety, on compensation, on validation from their administrators, and what keeps their heart and mind and their passion for being in the classroom. And we all know that we're standing for all employees in this bill on campus, but we also know that we are at risk of hemorrhaging our public classroom teachers, losing them, especially our experienced ones, into another profession if we don't act quickly on this entire package of bills out of the Education Committee. Safer classrooms, better compensation that's permanent, more validation for what they expect in the day-to-day life of their experience as a teacher. Some of that we're taking as recommendations from the Teacher Vacancy Task Force. And we're meeting the challenge on every single one of their top priority requests. Texas teachers will feel the support of the Texas legislature from here forward, and they should.
Absolutely. And historically, aside from what we just discussed and all the funding, you know, the new money typically is $2 to $3 billion that we would appropriate in a legislative cycle. And so the fact that this is so much larger, it is truly historic and it's unprecedented. But let's talk about beyond the dollars, the top line and all these figures. What we were hearing from, and I want to thank all of the school districts in SD12 and all the school districts across Texas that would reach out to, and their individual senators that would reach out to you, and I want to thank you for listening to all of us as members when we come to you and talk, Senator, about the concerns we were hearing from our districts, because you were open, had an open door policy to listen to those concerns. And that's the reason why we are where we are on this very amendment here tonight, right now, is because you've been listening. We've had caucus meetings. We've had caucus of the whole meetings where we had every Republican and every Democrat on this floor sharing their concerns and talking about education and this specific bill. We've had partisan caucuses where the Republican caucus has gotten together and talked about this bill, and you've taken our input, our concerns, to craft it to get to where it is today. And so I just want to thank you for that, because our districts needed flexibility. And this additional new fund is going to give them the flexibility that they need to take care of their buses, to take care of the additional costs associated with gas, and to take care of additional insurance costs, and so forth, so much of which, frankly, is due to inflation. And the inflation that we have been dealing with the last couple of years due to runaway spending in D.C. And so I just want to thank you for listening to the school districts that I'm blessed to represent in SD12, to every member on this floor, to all of us, because it's made a tremendous difference, I believe tonight, in the future of education, that the districts are getting the flexibility that they need to operate, while at the same time taking care of our teachers and all of our staff, and at the same time making certain that our priority in Texas, in this body, will always be public education. We know it's the great equalizer. We know that we wouldn't have this country we have today without having this type of high-quality public education system in Texas that has lifted so many for so many generations. So I just want to thank you. It's a great day for Texas education. Thank you for your leadership, Senator Creighton.
Senator Parker, as our caucus chair, Senator Alvarado, as your counterpart, caucus chairman, you two working together, bringing our caucuses together, Dean Zaffarini chairing the caucus of the whole, all of the collaboration that's gone into this bill to stand for what will be the equivalent, if you calculated the equivalent dollar impact to the basic allotment, for instance, for our districts, it would be a $400 to a nearly $1,100 equivalent increase to the basic allotment. But what we're talking about in this historic restructuring is really going to be so meaningful for our students and our teachers, driving dollars to the classroom.
Absolutely.
So thank you for your comments and your hard work on the committee to make sure that this bill got even better. And thank you for your remarks as we are entering a new day. It takes some time to digest a new structure, but the historic nature of these dollars and the reach that they will have for everyone on that campus in any particular school, in any particular school district, will from here forward be just incredible, long-standing impact that will ultimately result in student outcomes to help Texas lead in education for the nation.
Absolutely. Well, thank you on behalf of all of us and on behalf of all of our incredible districts that have been sharing their concerns. Thank you for listening to all of us. Thank you, Senator Creighton.
Thank you, Senator Parker.